it was just one of those weeks where just like, and the injuries finally catch up with the Minnesota Vikings as they fall on Tampa Bay 26-14. Bucks 26, Vikings 14, Dan Bailey 0, refs a lot. So Vikings didn't necessarily lose as the clock sort of just ran out and just all the injuries of the Kendricks and Daniil and Brian O'Neill and Rashad Hill and just everything just piling up and just like, meh. But I'm proud of this team, man. Not proud of Dan Bailey. We'll get to that in a second. But the way that this team fought and clawed, they're a young team just getting their legs under them. And, win, lose, or draw, this Vikings team has shown that they can fight. They're not going to quit since the bye, which has been a hallmark of some Mike Zimmer teams. So this attitude is going to pay big dividends in the future. But as of right now, playoff chances took a big hit. Their playoff odds are down to 18%, pending the Washington and San Francisco game. But the best 6-7 team in NFL history, damn straight. So we got winners. We got losers. Let's do losers first because I feel like riffing. So Dan Bailey, absolutely firing him into the sun. Like, I don't care that you'll have to eat $2.1 million dead against the cap next year by punting him. I honestly and just am apoplectic. And remember, last week we had raised the issues like, well, what's the deal with Dan Bailey? And then we got a ton of comments. It's just 1 week. He's fine. Do you think those 10 points would have mattered? Do you think that kicking in the dick of momentum would have mattered in the first half? Do you think that spotting the Bucks, great field position twice, would have mattered? All of that stuff? Sure. And, missed point after, which is absolutely inexcusable. Like, I understand. So last week when Dan Bailey missed a 51-yard field goal, I was like, okay. I mean, you are indoors and there is no crowd. Still 50 yards, right? And then he missed 2-point afters last week. He missed another PAT this week, which was a bad omen, man. Touchdown to start things off. Dalvin Cook running all over the number one big bad Bucks defense. And then he missed the point after. And it's like, oh, momentum. Oh, hi. Stab. Murdered. Then he missed a 36-yard field goal, which is a gimme. A 54-yarder, which, okay. I actually think that Zimmer sent him out there as punishment. And then he just shanks that 46-yarder in the second half and just kills Vikings momentum yet again. It's over. And we've said numerous times, you do not put kickers on multi-year deals. You do not extend them for multiple years because every single week is just, it vacillates mentally. Like 1 week you have it, 1 week you don't. And just imagine year after year. Hey, unless you're Justin Tucker or prime Steven Gostkowski, not the corpse of him that kicked 5 for 5 week 3 against the Vikings, huh? No, don't do it. So moronic. Like, when's the last time a long-term deal for a Vikings kicker has worked out? Not Gary Anderson, not Blair Walsh, and definitely not Dan Bailey. So cut him. Also losers, Buck and Aikman. So yeah, we knew going into the game that it was going to be rough. But the Joe Buck thing is like, he thinks that he's self-aware. It's like, oh, every fan base thinks I root against him. You do, man. The whole Joe Buck. In the third quarter when the Vikings are down 9, well, it's a good season for the Vikings. And then Aikman's like, oh, Vikings down 9 in the third quarter. I don't know if they'll be able to come back. Now, he was right. But it's a dick thing to say. And also losers, the offensive line pass blocking, where injuries, Brian O'Neill got gouged in the eye. By the way, the dirty-ass Bucks, we'll talk about them in a sec. And then Rashad Hill went down, the competent veteran swing tackle. And then you had, it was so bad that you had to put Drew Samia in at left guard. And then you put Dakota Dozier, Paladins, at right tackle. Cool. So you're trying to block Shaq Barrett, who last year had 19 and a half sacks, with Dakota Dozier at right tackle. Awesome. But when the Vikings had some life, they had a 1st and goal inside the Bucks red zone, and then you had a pressure and a throwaway, and then back-to-back sacks, which led to the Bailey 46-yard field goal miss, and that was it. Like, that was just absolutely deflating. Tom Brady suck it, and yeah. Also, Dozier had a sack in the first half that put the Vikings out of field goal range. It's just, what does Brett Jones have to do to get on the field? Like, he was one of the Vikings' best offensive linemen for 2 weeks. But you had a loss of 2 starters, and he still can't get on the field. Like, what is the deal? Oh, we don't want to lose our backup center. Is that it? So moronic. Oh, and by the way, having Oli Udoh as a healthy scratch every single week, it finally came back and bit you in the ass, didn't it? Yeah. And then also the refs. So, I know it's a little bit gauche to complain about refereeing, and we've said on here before you have to play better than the refs ref, but do you think that, this game also had Roger Goodell in attendance. You think for a second that the NFL is going to let Tom Brady not make the playoffs? please. So first off, the no call for spearing on BB on the first punt return. Also, the refs, the DPI, Gladney on Mike Evans when Gladney had that the sickest pick six in NFL history when Evans just fell down. Are you kidding me? Then also the Harrison Smith personal foul on third down when LaShawn McCoy lowered his helmet yet again. The Brady spike with 0 seconds left. By the way, it wasn't even a spike. I mean, Brady just took the ball and that's not a spike. That is a fumble. And also, DPI on a freaking Hail Mary. The first DPI in a Hail Mary since 1961. That's when the Vikings were inceptionized. Great. And then also, what about Devin White throwing CJ Ham on the ground out of bounds? Also, a no flag for on JPP for the forearm shiver at Kirk Cousins' face. Should have been offsetting, but I digress. Also, hey, Rushman, 0 sacks. 0 sacks on the corpse of Tom Brady. After the game, we're probably going to find out that probably less than 5 pressures. Great. Really living up to your name. I get it. I get it. No Daniil. It sucks, but, I mean, come on. Also, Chris Jones, the 48-yard touchdown to Scotty Miller in the first half. It's more on Anthony Harris because he was out of position, but, all right, some winners before I keel over and die. Number 1, Dalvin Cook. So, against the number 1 run defense in the NFL, they're so big and bad. Dalvin puts up 100 and a touchdown on him. Had, was it 78 in the first half? Something like that. Game script. Got behind, and the Bucs were just hanging on to the rock, and they were spotted great field position. It's frustrating. It's right. And you saw when the Vikings were able to play their game and Dalvin was able to cook, I mean, he was unstoppable. And then the second half, like you saw, like we said going in the game, if the Vikings become one-dimensional, have to throw, and JPP and Shaq Barrett are able to just pin their ears back and get after it, you saw exactly what happened. And also, so what makes Dalvin elite is, besides the 7-yard touchdown runs, which are great, sure, is that he can turn a negative 3-yard run into a 2-yard run and a 2-yard run into a 7-yard run. I mean, tough yardage. It's really tough to come by. Plus, what was so frustrating is that the Bucs had probably about 4 or 5 just shoestring miracle tackles where Dalvin just avoids that one hand. He's gone. That's rough, man. Winner number 2. So Irv Smith Jr. Pulling out his little Undertaker Willis Reed type game. 4 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. A couple big time second half catches, just absolute onions. Also, his blocking return of that really helped out Dalvin Cook, filling in for Kyle Rudolph. Winner number 3, Tyler Gronklin, also filling in for the Kyle Rudolph, who had his consecutive start streak broke at 93. But Gronklin, the pride of Central Michigan, played a career-high snaps with Rudy out, and also Irv being used kind of intermittently, especially in the first half, but is also big in the run game and also posted 5 catches for 40 yards on 5 targets. Winner number 4, running back Kirk Cousins. Why not? So career high in rushing with 41 yards. And in the second half, he didn't make the big mistake. He had some big time cojones. It was in a bad spot where a one-sided game script. The offensive line was just patchwork in front of him. And you had one of the most ferocious pass rushes in the league just bearing down on him in the Florida Heat. I get it. But 24-37, 225, a touchdown, 90.5 quarterback rating, 6 sacks. 6 sacks. But, yeah, number 8 did show a little something today. Also, winner number 5, El Jefe Gladney. That's right. So, had a big third down breakup in the second half. Also had 5 tackles. Plus, like we mentioned, before the half, completely killing the momentum, it was that DPI call on Gladney where Mike Evans just fell down. It should have been a miracle interception and then an easy pick 6 for number 20. And it's despicable that the NFL robbed him of that. I mean, it would have been his first NFL interception. Big moment his rookie year. But no, the rest are like, feh. Honorable mention winners. Yep, CJ Ham had 3 straight catches in the third quarter for 22 yards since the Bucs defense did do a good job taking away Thielen and Jefferson. Also, CJ Ham run blocking. As much as Dalvin deserves praise, I mean, the Vikings are able to run block some of the best in the NFL. Whether it be the offensive line, whether it be the ancillary pieces, the tight ends, the fullbacks, Thielen and Jefferson downfield, they're great. Amir Abdullah, a little shake and bake early in the first half, then got beyond the game script. I guess DJ Wanham had a couple tackles, had a nice tackle for loss on Ronald Jones, but really that's it. I mean, Jefferson and Thielen had a couple big-time catches, especially on 4th down. But overall, I mean, Todd Bowles, BA, the Bucs, they did a great job on 18 and 19. So, yeah. So here we are. Even though, yes, Are we happy that the Vikings are 6-7 after the 1-5 start? Yeah, absolutely. And frankly, even though you'd be like, well, what about the draft position? What about it? You draft where you draft. And the way that this team has galvanized the last couple weeks, they played some fun games. I mean, even though you could be Debbie Downer, look at the Panthers game. Well, why do you need a miracle against the Panthers? Why do you need overtime against the Jaguars? They're fun games. And frankly, those type of games, those type of high leverage situations with a young team that's just trying to learn how to win together, that's going to pay dividends down the future. So win, lose, or draw, whether the Vikings make the playoffs the rest of the year or not, the future is extremely bright. You either have to be stupid or a liar to not be excited about the 2021 Vikings. I mean, Kirk Cousins is making fewer mistakes. Dalvin Cook is getting after it. You have the best young receiver in the league. Adam Thielen still has a little something. Irv Smith is going to be legit. Vikings offensive line is one piece away. You get Danielle Hunter back. You get DJ Wanham another year. Maybe you'll add some more pass rush. Maybe some interior pass rush. Maybe free James Lynch. I don't know. You get Barr back if the Vikings will have him back. You get Kendricks back. You got Eric Wilson. Hopefully he's going to be re-signed. You get Gladney and Dantzler, another year of experience. Harrison Smith is still here. Maybe Anthony Harris hangs around. You'll have a new kicker. Yeah, all that. Maybe you'll draft another long snapper. I don't know. There's so many options, but yeah, focus. Week 15, Chicago coming in. Bang. Week 16, Christmas. Go crap down some chimneys in New Orleans. Bang. Week 17 at Detroit. Woo! Even though the Vikings playoff chances right now definitely took a step back on Sunday, if the Vikings can remain one up on the Cardinals, and say if they end up both at 9-7, both at 8-8, the Vikings would have a better conference record. They'll get the tiebreaker. They'll get that last wild card spot. Patchwork, baby. Patchwork, but keep Skull alive. Have a smile on your face. It's just football. It's great. All right, but your thoughts. Vikings, less than the Bucks. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.